जब ऐसा लगा लो अपना मन, हम सा नहीं कोई जमाने में, रचना रचता का ज्ञान जिसे, पर ऐसा भी बनना होगा नहीं कभी अभिमान जिसे। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। ये दुनिया तो मायावी है, माया से भला कैसी यारी, अपने तो दो ही ठिकाने हैं, वैकुंठ दुनिया निराकारी। धुंधला सा अंधियारा है, दीपक से उजियारा होगा, ये आँख भी तन का दीपक है, ये ज्ञान जीवन दीपक होगा। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। अरे शिव की याद रहेगी तब आँखों में समाया वो होगा, हम धन्य तभी बन पाएंगे जब ऐसा प्रिय जीवन होगा। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा।
हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके, मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके, मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
आज बाप दादा थोड़ा ऑफिशियल से क्या दे रहे हैं, प्यार से उठाना, क्योंकि फिर बाप दादा जब आए मिलन मनाने, तो बाप दादा वायदे लिखे हुए, वायदे किए हुए देखकर सुनकर मुस्कुराती रहती है। अभी बाप दादा जो सुनाया कि हर गुण को लीजिए, संस्कार बनाओ, अंडरलाइन किया। ये कहने में अभी शांत स्वरूप में रहना, शांतशील बनना, ये तो मेरा संस्कार संस्कार बनाकर बाप के आगे इन 5-6 मास में दिखाना। इसलिए आज रिजल्ट सुना, ग्रोथ की रिपोर्ट बहुत आती है, छोटा बड़ा भिन्न भिन्न रूप से ग्रोथ करते हैं। अभी बाप दादा ज्यादा नहीं करते, लेकिन है कहानियां बहुत मजे की कहानियां। इसलिए आज से ग्रोथ को क्या करेंगे, विदाई देंगे, विदाई देंगे। देखो ताली बजाना बहुत सहज है, लेकिन क्रोध की ताली नहीं बजी।
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे, रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में, रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में।
Om Shanti. In order to experience this stage of liberation in life, become free from bondage. Karmateet. To be Karmateet means to be free, even from the bondage of your own body. You are performing actions, but not creating any account of those actions. Then you will be completely detached. There won't be any attachment. The one who is performing actions is separate from the action. In this stage, you don't need to use your intellect a lot. You just have a thought, and only that which is to happen will happen. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today is day 29. In order to experience the stage of liberation in life, become free from bondage. Today's topic, Karmateet. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay. Okay means happy. I was feeling when everything inside, outside, at least inside is okay, one feels happy, right? Real feelings of happiness come. And sometimes we try, but it doesn't work. So it's good that there is a lot of understanding and we had been practicing. Baba is comparing vices with the snakes. What do we feel? Have we conquered all the snakes, right? Or one snake with so many heads, right? Serpent, call it so. I like it when Baba is saying what kind of stage we create, what kind of experience we should have, so that these snakes, we can make them dance, right? Or you feel they are under control. Or conqueror of sinful action means no more snakes, right? Now I want to attain a stage which is consistent, angelic stage, stage of being a master. So instead of thinking of snakes and to conquer them, I just practice a concentration in such a way that I create a stage where snakes cannot come near, right? What should be the stage? Of course, what we want is conqueror of sinful action. That means the snakes should be finished, right? But one is making effort to take care of how to destroy the snakes. Other is to create a stage. And if I am creating a stage, as Baba said, a consistent stage. And then when I am creating, we will see some obstacles to come, right? So, as Baba said, organize a court in the night and see which sense organ, which organ of the body deceived or did mischief. No? So then we come to know that type of sanskar which is in the soul from that sinful action is making soul do such action. Now, it could be through eyes, right? There are certain things we see, but we ignore it, right? We don't go into details of that, knowing that I shouldn't be. There are certain things you are exposed to, but then when you are exposed, then how much your eyes or your intellect pulls you to go more into the details of something. Now that is sanskar, right? You don't want it, but still you are pulled. And especially these days with social media, with so much is happening all over. I remember that Baba used to tell us that when you open newspaper, now we don't read newspapers. Then read the news, who is visiting India, how we contact them, what service we do, but not the stories of what happened, this happened, that happened. So Baba used to actually teach us what news we should read. Because there are two things. One is what we see through the eyes, or is really something which stays, no? But I want to stop it, but it doesn't stop, keep going on and on. And that is why one of the practice Dadis always gave us was, let us remember Baba. We discuss a lot. Now let us remember Baba, and everyone's intellect with Baba. Baba will give us more ideas. So you will do anyway, but if you go to Baba and get idea, they will be definitely better now. So this way I feel then our standard, our everything get better and better. Remembrance of Baba, concentration. Because sometimes we have good intellect, everything is good. So we are happy with that. But I feel go a little above, go a little higher. That can help a lot, right? So everyone, we all have to keep aim tomorrow to look at how consistent I remain. and how much I fluctuate, right? If I remain consistent, Baba will stay with me also. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Gayatri Ben, Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar. Om Shanti Shireen Ben, and Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar. Good evening.
Good evening. Where are you?
I'm at Peace Village.
Ah, Peace
I'm
Village.
here for Sister Mohini, should be here soon. And so we're going to have, I think there are about 100 and so people coming for the New Year retreat. So this confluence of the old and the new is always very special here at Peace Village, but there's no snow this year.
Oh, wow. Not even on the ground, nowhere?
Nowhere, and it's kind of warm. It's not freezing cold. It's not mountain cold. It's more like city cold.
Oh, okay. It's a little cold here for us. It's 50.
Oh, come on. Come on. Cold is
That's
a
not
relative
for
term.
us. That's cold. That's cold for us.
It is cold. Yeah, I suppose it's relative. Everything is relative, isn't it?
Right, right. So what did you like in what Didi shared today?
Well, there are a few things that she said, and I was also churning on the Karmateet stage and what it means. But I like it when she talked about the way in which we can concentrate. You know, we have
I
to
love that too.
make concentration something important if we are to be the things that the Karmateet point is telling us. But I in particularly like when she talked about drishti, you know, the way drishti, we see drishti. And I was remembering something that Dadi said, and it's particularly in relation to don't thinking too much, going into this ekant priya, Sister Mohini saying this stage of loving solitude, a space that you discover a kind of love that you don't normally find if you are extroverted. So there is an extroverted love and there's an introverted love. And that introverted love is a place where we discover a strength that helps in that concentration, because then the intellect isn't distracted, the mind isn't racing, and I'm kind of settling into a space of serenity and quietness. And as she was talking about that, I was thinking also maybe that is this inner intrinsic quality that I call truth. It is that when you've landed in that space of truth and you are in that stage of truth, everything that's falsehood would finish. It's like a natural detachment. And so when that falsehood leaves you, then the way you would show up, it means that because you're coming from that truth, that stage of truth, anyone you speak to, anyone you give drishti to, anyone you interact with, it becomes a means of them recognizing the ultimate truth, which is Baba. And I remembering Dadi saying something, Dadi Janki saying something, and she was talking to us at the RCs. And she said, you know, I don't speak English. I don't speak a lot of English, but I serve the world. And how is it that I serve the world is through my bhavana. Two things. With my feelings of truth, I touch their feelings of truth. And when you touch feelings of truth, it touches their heart immediately and it touches the love in the intellect. And then they begin to see things from a divine insight, of course, from an internal way differently. And it's only when you could see something differently on the inside, you will be able to see something differently on the outside. So when that Sister Mui was talking about that, that whole scene came back to me. And I was kind of reflecting on it and said, yeah, you know, Dadi always served with, as she calls it, bhavana and vasana. I serve with true feelings and I give an experience that elevates. So yeah, that was what I took from Sister Mohini today.
I also love the whole idea of concentration. And I was also thinking of the Dadis. I was thinking that they were so amazing that they were able to be Karmateet while in the body. And I was thinking about Brahma Baba actually, and I remember when I first came into Gyan, I must have been 2 months in Gyan. And I was so intoxicated with Baba, so intoxicated. And so not more than 2 months in Gyan, I was sitting in Amrit Vela and I was so in love with Baba. And I told Baba, Baba, you know, in when people get married, they tell each other to death do us part. But I'm promising you to Karmateet do us part.
That's nice.
And so when I was reading before the Avyak signal, I was thinking, I have to remember this and I have to keep repeating it. I have to become Karmateet. I have to become Karmateet. I have to become Karmateet. And so when Mohini Didi was talking about concentration, I was thinking, okay, so for concentration, something that Baba said in the Sundays Murli about the vision, right? The mind's eye should not go to someone else. And so that is so important for concentration, right? No blaming others, no looking at others, no thinking of others, and all of those things. And that, like, somehow that is, you know, will give me the concentration and the Karmateet stage.
Right. Yeah. And there's an element of when there is concentration and keeping the focus on me and closing the mind's eye to others. You know, Baba referred to it, or I think it was Daddy Janki who referred to this. It's a term, you know, in Sunday, he talked about the defect of dharna. And it's the first time I realized that dharna is a neutral term. So there could be defective dharna and there could be virtuous dharna. And so it must have been Daddy Janki, because she would take us through these depths of understanding. It's like she used to take us through depths of understanding of the various layers. And the intellect, she was saying that the sign that there is dharna of the intellect, which means that the sign that the intellect is concentrated and is focused on what Baba is saying and has inculcated that truth. The dharna of that intellect is that it will become naturally free from the distractions of what's going on in the world. And it would become naturally free from the complexities of the parts of others and the complexity of one's own part. And there will be that deep knowing that whatever is happening absolutely according to what is happening. And that in itself is a dharna of the intellect when it is detached. And I thought that it's beautiful because we only see dharna in relation to the virtues, and I suppose, you know, virtues in behavior. But is there a dharna of the intellect that happens naturally when the intellect is concentrated on Baba and on Baba's truth, or a dharna of the heart, or a dharna of the sanskaras, or a dharna of the mind, or a dharna of the attitude? So, you know, dharna, it seems as though the more I think about it, it's a fascinating term. You know, it filters through the whole being. And it is not specific to a virtue in the sense, even though it is connected to that virtue, that intrinsic virtue, but it shows up in such beautiful, it's like a kaleidoscope. It's like beautiful colors of the soul manifesting through the various elements of dharna.
Right. You know, one of the things that I remember one time that the Janki sharing is that when we talk about remembrance, then if you have deep remembrance, if you have unadulterated remembrance, then it is the Karmateet stage, that you're really beyond the effects of karma. And then at the same time, she was saying, and when you're really doing service in connection with Baba, as nothing is your mind and, your I and mine, nothing of that is there, then you're in the angelic stage. And so I was thinking about when you were sharing about dharana, is that when I'm in that remembrance, then not only it's the beautiful aspect of dharana, but the beautiful aspect of the angelic stage and service also comes into play. So Karmateet stage is so deep, I feel, like where you are in action. It's not before I used to think only, oh, you're ready to go to the subtle region, but you're in action, you're in the body like the dadis, and you're separate, right? You're able to do actions without karma. And I loved what Baba was saying today about that line. The soul is separate from the action. The soul is doing the action, but is separate from the action.
Yeah, the soul is completely detached.
Yeah.
And it's the one, he's saying, who is doing the action is separate from the action that it's the person.
Right.
And again, I feel this, Karmateet is such a high stage, and getting to it, as you would say, from now to Karmateet, till Karmateet do we part in that sense. But it is something that is connected to me, to Baba's love. If I don't experience Baba's love, I won't be able to be detached. So for me, the practice of the Karmateet stage is very connected to my relationship with Baba and the love that the soul draws from Baba through these relationships. Because if we look at it, it is in relationships that we get trapped. It is in relationships that we fall into the bondage of. So if we are in relationship with Baba, whether it's the mother, the father, all these beautiful relationships he's telling us to have with him, then I think the soul in having that relationship with Baba is practicing detachment. And if you ask yourself, what am I detaching myself from? 84 births I'll be in a body, 84 births I'll be in relationships, 84 births I'll be interacting with matter, 84 births, all these things will be with me for 84 births. And I was asking myself this question as I was turning on Karmateet: what is it really I'm detaching myself from through my relationships with Baba? And it's actually influences. The soul is actually, because those influences put me in bondage. And so if I can detach myself from influences, I will be detached from the bondages. And then, but I need something that's easy to the soul, something that makes sense to me. And that's relationships. I think relationships make a lot of sense to us. So, but we are so in bondage to relationships with one another, with human beings. We don't know how to get out of those relationships. And Baba says, here's an easy way. Just have relationships with me. And then I think to understand that it is the love in the relationships with Baba that is removing the influence and that is getting us Karmateet is a very easy thing for us as Brahmins, because we love to love Baba. We love to have relationships.
Right. But this body consciousness is so amazing, isn't it? How it keeps pulling us and pulling us and pulling us. Yeah. One last thing is when you were talking about loving Baba and being in relationships, only recently, right, I really understood why sannyasis had to leave the world.
What was that?
Because I feel it's so hard just staying in the world. If there wasn't Baba, right? If we didn't have love for Baba and Baba didn't have love for us, what we are doing is very difficult. And they were doing what we are doing without Baba and love for Baba. That's why they had to leave the world. And so they have my full support. I'm sorry you had to leave family and all of those things, but I understand why you had to do that, right? Without Baba, without love for Baba, can we do what we are doing?
No, we wouldn't have been able to do what we're doing, but it's Baba's love that's actually taking us back to being natural. Because really, if something is natural, it's easy. If something's unnatural, it's difficult. But he says we have become totally body conscious. So all the difficult things we've made easy, and all the easy things we've made difficult. So I think with the sannyasis, the hatha yoga, the force with which they do it is making it difficult for them because they don't connect to God as an entity and taking the love from God as a being. And it's more into transcendence of matter and transcendence of God as having an individual relationship with him and more with the home, moksha. But I think if all of us, all souls, eventually that will happen to everyone, has got this individual relationship with Baba, then we return to the natural state, which then becomes easy. But what is so amazing is that that natural state cannot return if we leave the field and try to run away from the field. So we have to return to the natural to the natural state of being, while being with the Jamila, while being with the confusion, while being and to be able to transform that consciousness or to absorb Baba's love that would make us detach and return to that normalcy. So our new normal is natural. Our normal is natural because it is normal for Baba for you to be soul conscious. What is abnormal is your body consciousness. So it's a question of perspective here. And I think we have to be with God's love, just absorb like the daddies were, like Brahma Baba was. I suppose what Brahma Baba was able to see was what God love made him see. He couldn't see outside of Baba's love. And so everything made sense when you look at life
He got a
through
little more
lens
help
of
than
God's
us.
love. Mm.
He got a little more help than us. I know we don't have time, but he got a little more help than us. He got a little more help than us. Though he worked day and night on becoming Karmateet, but he did get a little more help than us.
And he's giving us 1,000-fold of that little help he got.
Right. All right. Should we have a few minutes of remembrance and send Sakash to Didi?
Om Shanti. Welcome to Happy World of Avyakti Children, Season 3, Day 29. So we have very little angel today with us. Her name is Yeva and with her parents. So we are very excited, Yeva, to listen to you. Welcome, angel. Welcome.
Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar.
Oh, Shanti. Reva, what a beautiful name.
My name is Yeva and I'm 6 years old, and this is my mom, Shithalben, and my dad, Hershalbai.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy to meet you, Reva, and your parents. You look like one happy family. Are you happy? Good. So you have questions for me? All right, so let me hear your questions. I hope they're easy. Please don't ask me difficult questions.
How does Shiv Baba give peace, love, and power?
Okay, and I would love to have that. How do you share Baba's love and power? Is that what you're asking me? Okay, you like to give drishti, don't you? You have big, beautiful eyes. And through those eyes, from one eye, there's Baba's power. And from the other eye, there's Baba's love. And so when I look into your eyes, I don't think of you. I just think of Baba. And then I feel Baba's love and Baba's power coming from you. And you know why that is so? It's because you are so pure. You are so pure that Baba automatically sends his love and power through your eyes to everyone that you look at. Isn't that easy, Yeva, to do? Good. So now you can do it. Now you do it naturally, right? You don't have to make effort. I think.
That's right.
That's right.
My second question is, how do I want to do swimming, but I'm scared of swimming. So how do I be brave?
Say that again.
Like, I want to do swimming, but I'm scared of doing swimming. So how do I be brave?
Oh my gosh, that was my fear too when I was growing up. I love the water. I love to swim. But anytime I would go into the water that was above my head, I used to get scared. I used to get so scared of this water. But yet, on the one hand, I love the water. And I think that's also happening to you, right? You love the water, but you don't want the water to come over your head. Is that what your fear is? All right. So the thing is, there's always someone with you, right? You're never swimming alone in the water. There is your teacher. There's someone teaching you how to swim when you're in the water, right? So therefore, you have someone there that is looking out for you. So nothing will happen to you in the water. So that's the first thing. Tell yourself, nothing will happen to me because someone is there with me in the water, right? And then, you know how Baba says, I am the ocean of love. So Baba is saying, I'm the ocean of water, right? And you can swim in me. So just start treating the water as Baba being the ocean. And everything my teacher is telling me to do, I will do it because I love the water. And the water is not going to damage me or do me any harm because I have someone looking at me. And that one will always make sure nothing happens to me. So try it that way the next time you go and trust yourself. Say, I can do it. I mustn't be afraid of it. It is not going to do anything to me. But the most important thing is someone is watching me as I'm swimming, so nothing will also happen to me. So you're trusting yourself. You're trusting the water like Baba, the ocean, and you're trusting the person who is looking out for you. So there you have protection at 3 levels. And before you know it, you will be a beautiful swimmer. You will be like moving through the water as though you've never been afraid of it. Could you do that, Yeva, or you think it's still hard?
I can do it.
Okay, I'm sure you can.
And my third question is, how does Shiv Baba follow us so everywhere? Like when I go to school, when I eat, when I play.
Mm-hmm. How does Shiv Baba do what?
How does Shiv Baba follow us wherever we go? When I, like for example, when I play, when I eat, when I go to school.
Okay, sometimes Shiv Baba says, I'm like the sun. You know, the sun during the day. And wherever you are, that sun is looking at you. You might be sitting at the window, the sunlight comes through the window, you'll be walking, the sunlight is over you, So the sun is following you all over during the day when there's sunlight. So Baba is a little bit like that, but he is invisible light. The sun you can see, but Baba you can't see. But Baba is like love. He's sending that love to you no matter where you are. And Baba's love is like your shadow. He follows you wherever you are. And his love is looking at you, whatever you're doing. And his love is protecting you. And his love is making you into a beautiful, beautiful star that he wants you to be. So yes, how lucky you are that Baba is following you like the sun. So that's how he does it. And you know why he does it? Because you're special to him. Just like your dad and your mom. No matter where you are, they follow you with their love. And they know exactly what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because they are thinking and feeling the same thing because they love you so much, right? So that's how he follows you, with his love.
Thank you.
That's the end of your questions?
You have one more?
You have any more for me? Did I answer your questions in the way that you like? Right. So how would you grade me for answering your questions? Would you give me an A plus or an A or a B or a B plus? What's my mark today?
A plus.
Ah, thank you. Very sweet. So mom and dad, hello. I remember you from being at the Avyakti Children's Retreat here. And was it Yeva who played the role of mama and gave us Drishti?
Yes, she was part of the Trishti as well, yes.
Drishti as well, yes. I remember taking Drishti from her. Yeah, very powerful. So
Om Shanti, Sister Gayatri.
okay.
Thank you so much for having us here. We are so fortunate. And one thing before my question, I want to say is I feel very fortunate. Yava is getting this knowledge at such a young age because I look at my childhood, right? And the power to discern, the power to choose, right, wrong, the power to choose, good versus bad. I think not buckling under pressure, how to handle pressure, which nowadays is very common with children. So I think, all those things which I remember from my childhood, I'm very happy, she'll take parts of knowledge from here, hopefully, and have them have a good life ahead. So thank you for that. And yeah, my question really is, particularly parent-child relationship, right? Father-daughter, and, the attachment which comes with it. And I think, how does one bring like unconditional love and appreciation, uh, but also being detached, is sometimes a challenge, right, for me, as a father, particularly. And it's a philosophical argument, right? Your child versus, let's say, 10 million others, right? Whom would you choose? So, how do I uh, think about that and work on that?
Mm. Well, first of all, let me say, for my own growing up experience, there is a special bond between a daughter and a father. That doesn't mean it's any less special between the daughter and the mother, but I think it's a very different bond. And what I'm hearing you say is that there is a special bond that you have with this soul that you're a trustee of, that is called daughter, Yeva. And, once I was in front of Bap Dada, and I always saw myself, my primary relationship with Baba is father-daughter. And I used to be very, very, very skinny. Like I was 40 years old and I was 89 pounds, really skinny. And then he said to me something that came out of the blue, that I never expected. And he says, you have to gain weight. Now, imagine Baba saying that to me, you have to gain weight. And I was like taken back. And I said, Baba, I've tried everything, but I'm not gaining the weight. And you have to bless me to gain the weight. So then he kind of looked and he continued. And then he came back and looked at me and said, Baba will bless you and you will gain weight. But then later on in the night, when he was giving me drishti just before he left, he said to me, Baba has pure attachment for you. And that really touched my heart when he said that. And I started, asking around, what does Baba mean by pure attachment? What does Baba mean by pure attachment? So the one I would go to, obviously, to get meaning to this would be Dadi Gulzar, right? Because I was very close to her. She was one of the first daddies I met. And when I want to open my heart, she was the one I would go to. And he said something beautiful that I think that would help you. What you have for her is pure attachment, and pure attachment means you're not imposing on her any of your unfulfilled stuff of your childhood. You are looking at her in her own right, but if there is a concern, you will express it and you will bring it to her attention without the fear of something going wrong with her. And so children, I think we as Baba's children need Baba to know us in ways that he feels free to tell us things that we need to hear. Because of his pure attachment to us, because of his pure sense of our well-being then. And he wants us to be aware that he's not just looking at us spirit to spirit, but he's also concerned about my age and my weight and my, not being able to take care of myself. So I think that because he said that, my relationship with him deepened, and I knew he had my back. I knew he was looking out for me. I knew that if I was swimming in that pool and my dad was there looking at me, I wouldn't be afraid of the water. I would be brave to swim because my dad is there and he would not make anything happen to me. And that is not because of attachment. That's because of what Baba calls as pure attachment. It's a bond that is eternal in that relationship.
That's very helpful to know. And yeah, that I had somehow I had not heard this word pure attachment, but this term, but very, very, very helpful. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Shanti. So Ben, Sheetal Ben, you have any
I
questions?
do. I do. Om Shanti. Firstly, Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar, and thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity given by Shiv Baba and beautiful instruments such as you and other instruments whom we have been in touch with to get on this opportunity. So again, thank you everyone. My question here is, especially given the busy schedule and in the career, I have a global role, so it's a pretty busy schedule. And given that Yava being a very, very picky eater, so especially in the evenings when it is her time for dinner, she's very particular about what is being given to her to eat. And if we add anything extra, such as carrots or peas, or if that is not what she wanted, she will not eat. And I'm trying to balance my patience as well as the time, because if I have to hop on another meeting call, I have given her 30 minutes time to work on eating. But most of the times it happens that I'm always rushed for my next meeting. So there is some irritability that does generate in me, and clearly this is I used to consider it as natural earlier, but that is not natural. I kind of switch immediately in a minute or two back to connecting with Shiv Baba and coming back to how I can manage this situation. But most of the time it is rushed. So I wanted to understand what is the way I can, as a parent, do a better job in managing my patients, as well as today's Murli, right? It was all about Man Manabhav, and it was also being unlimited. So how do I apply that unlimitedness in such scenarios? Would you have any examples that you can share, or your experience that you can share that can be applicable?
Mm-hmm. There's a saying that a family who eats together stays together. There's a special bond in when you take time out and at least one meal, you sit together outside of work, outside of business, outside of distractions, and you are together as a family and you're eating together with a sense of being together, with a sense of unity, with a sense of harmony, with a sense of nothing else matters but the three of us at the dining table eating Brahma Bhojan. Now, what we eat, having said that, I would say to you, you take time out for one meal a day, whichever is the meal that Jeva enjoys the most, and both of you are available, be together as a family and eat that meal, being present for one another.
Right. And that's our evening time.
That's evening time. So you continue doing that. Secondly, you're eating Brahma Bhojan. You're not just eating a meal of peas and carrots. I don't like peas either, so I would have a problem if you put peas on my plate. So, you're eating Brahma Bhojan, and there is a Maryada that goes with the Brahma Bhojan. So it's not just you're cooking in Baba's remembrance, but you must also eat in Baba's remembrance. And that means you're sharing love with Baba, but you're sharing love with one another. And I think this was a discipline, when Sister Mohini was with us in Queens for a long time. I actually am with Sister Mohini since 1975. And when I came to New York, I was living in an apartment with her for many years. So from 1978 to 1982, actually, Sister Mooney and I shared a bedroom, and Sister Mooney and I shared the dining table. And one of the things she insisted we did was that we ate a meal together with her. So she would be at that dining table with us, and we would all eat together. And I think that that was one of the disciplines that was very meaningful to all of us, because we got to share time in a very unofficial way. So we could say whatever we wanted to say and to tell her about it. And then after we all cleaned up, and she would help us too, we would all clean up. So it was an activity that we did together that went far, way beyond the food on a plate. And the daddies also do it. In Madhuban, the daddies would eat together, no matter how late. They would eat together. And so I think this eating together is not an ordinary thing. It is something very meaningful, because they say the shortest way to a man's heart or a human being's heart is through the stomach. So that's physical, that's sure. But it's also the food. Not just that you feed one another with, but the way you enjoy it together. And I think that Maryada of Brahma Bhojan together is very, very good to bond you together, so that you grow together and you get to be with one another in Baba's love and remembrance. And that's what the food is doing. The food is nurturing us. Otherwise, it becomes an action of bondage, as you said. Just to feed her is you're creating a bondage, because you have impatience, irritability, you have your job to do. But no, you have to set aside time and treat it as sacred time to have Brahma Bhojan together.
No, that's absolutely beautiful and rightly said. I mean, we do have, that's what, like the 30 minutes has been set aside to have that Brahma Bhojan. But then if it is not her favorite food, then that's a big, there's a hue and cry there. So how do I manage that and ensure that she's eating healthy? So if I introduce any new vegetable and, say broccoli or some new vegetable, and in a typically Indian way, we make the sabzi, but also, she likes only simple, like, with salt and pepper. I put all of that, but still, if it is a different vegetable, so if it is not pasta, so every day we cannot just have pasta. Every day we cannot have just white rice. There has to be something else. So that patience is what I'm trying to understand. How do I manage it in that Brahma Bhojan?
So what I would say is that children go through phases. And she may be going through a phase that she only likes certain things. So I think give her the things she likes, because the important thing is that she eats. And then you cook the variety for you. You cook whatever, you want. But another thing I notice with children her age is if you ask them, what would you like mom to cook for you today? And whatever she says, she knows that you're also cooking that for Baba. So whatever she says, you cook it for her. And then as she grows up and as her tastes will change, she will automatically turn to other dishes that she wants to experiment with in terms of taste. Mm-hmm. But I feel that it's always good to give children what they like, even though it may seem a little bit unhealthy, but once they eat it, it's good. And don't let food become medicine. Yeah. Don't let it be enjoyable for them. Let it be palatable, as your doctor would say. Give them things they like to eat. But of course, with caution, not too much sweets and stuff like that. But I think you ask her every day, what would you like to eat? I'm going to cook it for Baba.
Absolutely. I think you gave an answer which is of her liking, for sure. because that's what we ask, and then she will have only that one or two food that she would like to have. But yes, that's what we are going through and giving her. But as you said, I mean, as age changes, her taste will also change. So we will definitely, keep on the ritual and the routine on with
That's
this.
right.
So
So,
this is
what
very
would you like
beautiful.
to eat tomorrow, Eva? What would you like Mom to cook for Baba tomorrow?
Pasta.
She's a pasta lover.
Hello.
Good. Okay.
Do we have a minute? Yava, you wanted to
Yeah,
do something? Or
ask.
Yeah.
Can I
Go
do
on.
1 minute meditation?
You will do the commentary. If I hold the drishti, will you do a little commentary for us? Eva? Okay, fine.
Disconnect of everything around you. Ask yourself a simple question. Who am I? I am the creator of every thought, of every word, and every action. I, the energy, point of light going upwards into the sky, crossing the sun, moon, and stars, reaching my sweet home, Paramdam. I get all the love, peace, and power from my dear Shiv Baba. I slowly give it to everyone who need it. Then I slowly come down in the center of the forehead. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. That was so beautiful. I hope it's recorded. It was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
She does that every morning, and she says good night to Shiv Baba every evening as well at night before she.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Baba loves you so dearly, Eva.
thank you,
Yeah.
sis.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much.
Om Shanti, little angel. It was so nice to hear from you and also from your parents. And thank you, Sister Gayatri, for having such a wonderful chit chat with the little angel and with the parents. Thank you so much for coming to Avyakti Parivar. So tomorrow is Saturday and our schedule from Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. and tomorrow Saturday is the Global Bhakti Day. So we will continue meditation and then we will have Murli from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Avyakt the Hindi Murli. Then Global Bhakti meditation will continue also together with 8:30 to 9:30 and then meditation will continue until 1:30 p.m. From 1:30 to 3 p.m. we will have Avyakti children class and from 3 to 4 p.m. we will have Avyakti youth class and then we will continue with the Global Bhakti until in the evening we will have Hindi series, English series, Happy World of Avyakti Children and Avyakti Journey. So, welcome to Avyakti Journey, Avyakt Murlis from 1969, multi-million fold fortune and blessings.
Avyakt Murli, 17th of May, 1972. Method to strengthen the fort of the gathering. This place is different from all other places. You can find love and cleanliness for a temporary period in other places in the world too. But there isn't much spirituality elsewhere. A godly task is being carried out here. It is not something ordinary. They should experience this when they come here. That will only happen when you stay in your spiritual intoxication and aim at the target. Through your activity, your behavior, your words, your attitude, the atmosphere, and the facilities, the revelation of the practical part of the Father should be found in the land on which he incarnated. Love and cleanliness can be practiced anywhere. It can influence even little places, but they should be the specialty of God having come onto earth in the land where he performed action and carried out divine activities. To attract someone toward you, you surround that one from all four directions. So throw a net of points for bringing souls close to God. For this, you must bring into close connection those who come into contact with you in this land. Only those who come into contact with you can come into a close relationship with you. In order for this sound to echo in their ears from all four directions, and for this atmosphere all around to give them power, three things are essential. Whatever has happened until now is good, but now everything should be the best of all. Acha. The wonder is to reveal the seed through the expansion. In the expansion, the seed becomes incognito. Now it is the final stage of the tree. In the middle, the seed is incognito, but it cannot remain incognito until the end. At the very end, after a great deal of expansion, the seed is revealed. It is the nature of human souls to be attracted to variety, but you are instruments to draw the attention of souls away from the variety and expansion and to enable them to be attracted to the seed. Acha, to be continued. Om Shanti.
In order to experience the stage of liberation in life, become free from bondage. Karmateet. To be Karmateet means to be free, even from the bondage of your own body. You are performing actions, but not creating any account of those actions. Then you will be completely detached. There won't be any attachment. The one who is performing action is separate from the action. In this stage, You don't need to use your intellect a lot. You just have a thought, and only that which is to happen will happen.
जीवन मुक्त स्थिति का अनुभव करने के लिए बंधनों से मुक्त बनो। कर्मातीत कर्मातीत अर्थात देह के बंधन से भी मुक्त। कर्म कर रहे हैं लेकिन कर्मों का खाता नहीं बन रहा है। बिल्कुल न्यारे रहेंगे। कोई अटैचमेंट नहीं होगी। कर्म करने वाला अलग और कर्म अलग है। इस अवस्था में जास्ती बुद्धि चलाने की भी आवश्यकता नहीं है। संकल्प उठा और जो होना है वही होगा। ओम शांति।
दया सिंधु की स्नेह में डूबी इतना आनंद पाए। दया सिंधु की स्नेह में डूबी इतना आनंद पाए। बन कर बिंदु उन लहरों में लवलीन हो जाए। दया सिंधु के स्नेह में डूबी इतना आनंद पाए।
ओम शांति। ओम शांति।
Recording stopped.